Hello and welcome to our news and current affairs section, and I'm Satish Rai. It is great to talk to our global audience finally, thanks to our new digital technology and the widespread use of internet. But the journey to talk to a global audience has not been easy. In fact, it started about 20 years ago when, back in London, a group of my colleagues, anti-racist colleagues, black politicians, and a small number of creative friends got together and decided that we needed to create a media which is going to speak in the voice of our own community. We're going to speak on behalf of the community. We started off by organizing small seminars, rallies, demonstrations against the widespread abuse of the black and Asian people. Racism in the 80s, when I first went to London, was rearing its ugly head. The black people who were there, the youth who had grown in London, in UK, were demonstrating. They wanted their rights recognized, and in return the authorities came down hard on them, and so there was riots and brutal demonstrations, and the authorities came down hard on them. But unfortunately at the time, and even today, I think, the black and Asian community in London didn't have media to speak on the behalf. The mainstream media, which is basically owned by the Anglo-Saxon community, the Eurocentric community in Europe, the white people, they rarely spoke on behalf of the black and Asian people, and the politicians and other people who came in the media. They really demonized the black and Asian people who just wanted to be accepted as equal citizen in Britain. And the 80s was full of riots, and towards later part of 80s, early 90s, the racism was rife. In the area where I was working, living, and I was a politician in Greenwich area, there were a number of racist murders, and Greenwich was dubbed as the racist capital of Europe. And so under these circumstances, my anti-racist friends and fellow politicians, and one of a few of my, in fact, creative people got together, and as I said, we organized first some seminars, and we went on the streets. In fact, people were demonstrating. Black and Asian people were together with their white colleagues, the anti-fascist white colleagues. They were demonstrating on the streets well before I joined the group. Before then, I was on the other side as a police officer, met police officer, and so I saw the incidents from the other side as a police officer for 5 years. And then we left the police force and joined the anti-racist struggle. And as I say, from late 80s, we started to organize and hold demonstrations, and then I got involved in politics and became a member of the Greenwich Council, and through that we organized seminars, and in fact I recall we organized the first Black History Festival in Greenwich, where a number of notable speakers from America and India and Africa were called, and then Later on, we decided that we are going to tackle the situation more creatively. And I wrote a book called Silent Cries, which was quickly adapted into a play together with my creative friend Nash Radia. And the play was put up in London in 1995. In fact, we toured five theatres. But that was the starting of a creative way of presenting our story, the Black and Asian people's story, to a group of audience. But the task of, if you compare the task of telling a story to a group of people, an audience 20 years ago, and today is a vast difference. I'll explain how. In order to stage a play, apart from writing the play and rehearsals and getting the actors together, rehearse for months. On each theater, we have to set the stage. Takes a day or a couple of days, and then we take all the actors, to play in front of an audience. We have to get the audience there first, and in this play we had audience from sort of 200, sometimes 50. But it was a huge task, the whole process. In one theater, we started in Tom Allen Center in Stratford, and after a few plays, we went to other theaters. And each time we moved, we deconstructed set, and we had to take it to another theater. We had to construct it again, and we have to advertise in the area, and we had to take our actors over there, and we have to do the whole process once again. And it was a big task to reach out to an audience of about 50 to 100 to 200, maybe 300 people. 20 years on, I can talk to a global audience, either the way I'm talking to you now, or through documentary films, through feature films, through short plays, through interviews, through other creative means. So it is a long journey, and it is but the task is become somewhat simple. But it's not as simple as that. You, as an owner of a small web television channel, there's a huge task as well. But what is difference is communication with the audience. Today, probably we've just started, and probably we're talking to a small group of people. I know about 200-300 people daily watch my YouTube channel, and we'll probably talk to about a few hundred every day. But it can be 2,000 every day. The opportunity to talk to a wide audience, running into millions, is there because of the connectivity through internet. So once the product is done, once the web TV channel is set up, reaching out to the audience is much easier. In fact, as I explained, reaching out to a theater audience of about 50, 100, 200, larger theaters, probably 1,000 people, is a huge task. It takes efforts of many people just to stage one show. But here, through web, we can talk to thousands of people, maybe millions of people, just one or two people, doing the work. So the fact remains that now today we can talk to our people, tell our story. When I talk about telling a story, I mean people whose stories are not told by the mainstream media. most of the time, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in India, whether it's in Fiji, whether in UK, whatever is concerned, the mainstream media generally does not tell the story of the ordinary people. And here now, the technology, the internet has made it possible for us, ordinary people, to tell our story, a story of friends, our community, our nation, whatever we wanted to tell the story to a global audience. And this is exactly what we want to do. And we will work with the community, as I said before, and we will tell our story, your story, and people who cannot have their stories told through the mainstream media. We are here to tell your story and say the journey has been long, 20 years in fact, from telling a story on a stage in a theater. Now we can tell a story to a global audience. And this is all for now, and once again I'll come back to you in a few days time, and we'll talk more.